It should be live in just a couple of seconds.
Okay.
You should see your tag now.
All right, I see it.
You see your tag?
Yep, and I'm going to do some sharing.
Yeah, share it with your peoples in your relationship on your page so your followers can come and see what Dr. Malloy is talking about on tonight. Doc Malloy.
Doc, huh?
Doc Malloy. Let's see. So the watch party on my page. All right, we're gonna get it done. All right, so you got it. You got it?
Yeah, we in there.
Awesome, awesome. Why isn't that adding the video? And everything is good on your page.
Yeah, I can see everything.
Awesome, good stuff. That's what's up. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, let me turn my phone down below. Trying to make sure I can see the comment section ministry. Mr. Malloy, what's going on? Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Man, it's an honor to have you on with us.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been waiting.
You've been waiting?
I know it's been on me. But I've still been waiting, though.
So the onus has been on you, but you've still been waiting?
Correct.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Hey, you know, it's
things happen, right?
Last shall be first, and the first shall be last.
What you say?
So
Turn down for what? Malloy, how you doing? How's it going? Everybody, welcome to this special edition of the Hot Seat. We have another amazing best-selling author in the building with us this evening, Robert G.G. After Dark, late in the evening. Malloy, what it do, Malloy? What it do?
Everything is good. Yeah, I'm excited. It's a Monday night. Monday night Raw.
In the hood. In the hood, right?
That's it.
So let's check this out. You know, I was thinking about your chapter that you did, and there was so much significance in the chapter that you did because it reminded me of my own life, and I thought it was pretty cool. Just a backdrop, you guys. First of all, this is Robert G.G. Malloy. He is a published author already. This is not his first project. He was able to incorporate this project into another project he was already spearheading, and congratulations to you on that. He's also a fitness guru. Y'all see them guns? He got them out. He's a fitness guru, and he has also served our nation. So we salute you as a veteran of the United States military. So thank you for your service to our nation. So we definitely want to honor you in that regard as well. So Gigi is with us tonight, and he did a chapter in the book, the anthology project that I'm spearheading called The Race to the Ring, The 7 C's of a Successful Courtship. And his chapter is on commitment. Commitment, a huge one. So Gigi, just tell us a little bit about what you felt when you found out that I had chosen you for the task of writing a chapter on commitment. What was your initial thought about that?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on your platform and being able to, co-market, co-brand, co-advertise. I think that's something that is not done enough,
right.
And great regardless of what levels as far as if an individual is just getting started or if they're seasoned in their industry. So I do want to say thank you. It was also a pleasure being able to work with the other authors. They're absolutely incredible. And I was blown away when you made that introduction. I got a chance to meet everyone. So, thank you again. So that being said, when you approached me with that topic, the first thing I thought was, you don't know me like that. You don't know my business, and so I was surprised. But as we move forward in this conversation, I will say that I'm glad that you listened, and you were led to actually give me that topic, because it took me to a place that I needed to go to, and it took me to a place that I was prepared for it, but not necessarily prepared to talk about it, if you will. And so I was able to go to a place to where it's a little bit off from my branding and my platform, but at the same time it was right on time. And so commitment means a lot, to me, and there's so many levels of commitment that I don't think that people actually think about. And so I pray and I hope that it was an opportunity for them, or as they read the anthology, that they'll think about the way I jump things off, because I believe it's a little bit unorthodox than what people would think, especially with the title and the premise of this project.
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, I think everybody did their own. That's why I thought it would be necessary and mandatory that everybody just brings their own thought processes, ideas, and experiences to the table in regards to what they felt each chapter meant, as opposed to my putting my 2 cents on it. Because initially I was gonna put my 2 cents on it, but then I thought about it. I was like, well, if you don't put your 2 cents on it, you may as well write off 50 cents then. You know what I mean? Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Let people do what they gonna do. So I contemplated it for a while before I even asked everyone to step up to the plate. But nonetheless, I think that honestly, that the content that you shared in here, it just brings things into perspective in a very, very rich way. And so individuals will be able to not only look at their relationship, but look at all the variables which led them to that particular relationship. So you
Yes.
did tackle the variables that would lead us to make a decision to commit to someone, and kudos to you on that, because I love it. I love how you did it. You guys, I got in today from the DMV, and bam, the books are already here. Just the release is on Friday. Super exciting to have the actual book itself. Woo! It's like candy.
Wow.
So it was exciting to get in, from out of town and see the books. Like, whoa, we are really officially printed. What it do? So it's super exciting. So let's go ahead and dive into this content that you produced in the book and share a little bit with our viewing audience and your connections and your community about this project, and how they can participate in purchasing and things like that, and be able to know a little bit about what your contribution looked like. So, Gigi's, what are we calling you tonight? We calling you Rob? We calling you Gigi, Chocolate Santa? What we doing?
All of the above is fine.
All of the
Rob is
above,
fine.
right?
Sure.
I know, right? Um,
Yeah.
so his topic to tango with was communication. I mean, I'm sorry, commitment. And so
Yeah.
with commitment, he talked about the priorities of commitment very candidly. I don't even need the book. I know all the content off the back of my head. I read it so many times already. But when you talk about commitment, you put it into different compartments, and you put it in such a way that people could understand where a relationship falls in the commitment hierarchy, if you will. And
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
start off with talking about God consciousness in commitment. And what does that look like? What was the thought in your mind when you start talking about the commitment to your creator in conjunction with everything else that flows into our lives? Share with us about that.
Okay. No problem. You, again, when you gave me this particular topic, it took me to a place to where I actually had to think about where I'm at personally, and what my commitment level is, and what my commitment levels are, and to whom. And the first thing that I have to think about is my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It all starts out with purpose. And in order for me to find who my purpose is, I have to have a connection with my creator. Having a connection with your creator, obviously there's things for you to do, but more important than that, you have to be committed to those things. So that was the first thing that actually popped in my head is, what can I say that I'm committed to? Because
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not in a relationship, I'm out of a relationship, I'm in the middle of a relationship, where's my guidance? What do I learn from outside of my influences and what I would consider my marinade, which is the people before me that were in relationships, whether it be my grandparents, my parents, my
Mm-hmm.
siblings. There has to be something higher and above that to where, I'm not, naturally we're going to judge people's situation. So people
Absolutely.
could tell you, hey, this is what you should do. This is what worked for me. But at the same time, it's all about uh, accountability and living our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So the commitment to my creator was uh, so surreal when I thought about it. And again, it put me in a place to, where am I with that? Like right now.
Mm-hmm.
Am I committed? Does my life reflect the commitment of my creator and my true purpose?
Mm-hmm.
And this has nothing to do with religion. This has
Mm.
everything to do with a relationship,
Right.
a spiritual relationship. And so, that's where I started, and it was exciting because once I realized that the importance of it, everything else fell into place. And I believe that's how it works in real life in our relationships. If we have that commitment to our creator, to our purpose, and that's what we focused on, then everything else will be aligned, and we'll be able to have the right vision to what we want, what we need, and what we deserve. And that goes with, career, partnership, and everything else, and purpose. Purpose is so important. And I'll say this, it's so important to the fact to where when we're attracted to individuals, we're usually attracted because of their commitment, self awareness, self actualization, to what they're doing. So if they are committed to what they're doing, whether it's their job, whether it's how they treat their family, building a legacy and things like that, that's what we're attracted to because
Mm-hmm.
there's an identity there.
Mm-hmm.
There's an identity there. So that's what we want. We want someone who is focused, someone who knows what they want, someone who has an identity. Because when we look at them, we want to be a part of that, what they have going on, and we can see ourselves being, them being a part of what we have. And
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's so key before you even think about a relationship. Before you even think about a relationship, what are you already committed to? Are you
Mm-hmm.
already focused? Are you already working towards or in your purpose? I
Mm-hmm.
believe that we do run into individuals that can be a great influence for us,
Right.
and to help us, help cultivate our purpose. But our
Right.
purpose is divine. It's divine, and it comes from our Creator, and that's whoever you believe, whatever your beliefs are. But it's divine, and once you tap into that, I truly believe that everything else falls into place.
And that's powerful that you said that, because you said one major key thing is not about religion, it's about relationship. And a lot of individuals don't understand the relationship components of
Right.
themselves being aligned to their higher selves, and
Yes.
that whole dynamic is so imperative and so key to be able to even identify a healthy person to
Yeah.
connect to in any regard, because you definitely can't, if like you said, if you're out of alignment, it's like a vehicle. When it's out of alignment, it is not pretty. It's not
That's
pretty at
right.
all. It causes damage to so many things when that vehicle is out of alignment.
Yes.
And we are a vehicle. We're nothing more than vehicles of transport. We're transporting something to somewhere to someone. So when you talk
Yeah.
about it, you move down from the commitment to your creator, and you put something very, very personal in your chapter. You shared about two key people that have played a huge role in your journey as a being, as a human. And you talked about the people that actually created you. You shared
Yeah.
about the two individuals that created you, and I saw here recently that mom had a birthday. Happy birthday again, mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I saw that your mom had a birthday, and you shared in there very passionately regarding your parents. Talk about the effect of their commitment on you, on Robert G. Malloy. Talk about that.
Sure. So both of my parents, their birthdays are 1 week apart. My dad is the 24th, the 21st of January. Mom's is 1 week later on the 28th. So if you believe in the zodiac thing, they're the same. They're one and the same. And
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing that they've survived. I know that word can be a little off-putting, but survived because they've been married for 40 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
And they're well in their 70s now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And they look
and
good.
so
They look real good.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They're holding it down for sure.
No
Uh,
doubt.
so so my parents are my first influence of what a relationship, a committed relationship, looks like. My dad is a retired Navy. He's the epitome of what a provider is, a leader of the household is, and my mom is just that. She is not only a support system, but she is also a leader in the house.
Right.
So they
Right.
actually ran their household like this
Mm-hmm.
on the same plateau or on the same platform, and they found a way with four children to ensure that that we all understand that we have roles to play, and if we don't play those roles correctly, you can get up out of it.
You
you
sure
know
right.
and so that's how they ran the house, and I'm thankful for that, because if they didn't do that, I don't know where I would be. Especially being the youngest of four. um,
Mm.
my siblings were a little bit older, so by the time I was a teenager, they was already at the house. They was already gone, living their lives,
Oh
and
wow.
so right, so I got a chance to really see what my parents are made of. You know what I mean?
Mm.
To see what
Yeah.
they're made
Yeah.
of, and through it all, it I can't thank them enough for setting that example. Nobody's relationship is perfect, and there was never any expectations of a perfect relationship, because everyone is different and we have our own paths.
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty of that is, you can take what you need from here, and you can learn
Absolutely.
some things from there. But there's some things that you're just gonna have to experience for yourself. And for me, I truly am blessed to have, my parents are still alive and well. They're still married. They still go back and forth every single day. You know,
Did you say every single? Did you do the
every
every
single day.
single day?
And they're gonna see it. So I'll probably get a text in the morning. About, okay, is that what you wanted to do, son? So, but at the same time, resilience, perseverance, patience, true love, temperance,
Yeah.
commitment,
Yeah.
commitment. They are the epitome of commitment, because you can commit to yourself and you can
Mm-hmm.
commit to someone else. But
Mm-hmm.
when you commit to that purpose, when you
Right.
commit to the covenant, it's higher than all of those things. So
Right.
it's a whole nother level. Some people will consider that old school love. Some people will consider it old school love, but I believe that it's still alive and well. And it'll take two individuals that understand that it's going to be bigger than them. It's going to be
Right.
bigger because you don't know what you're going to create until you create it. So it's anticipation. It's patience. It takes a lot of faith. So my parents exemplified all those things. You know, and I'm proud to say that. I've learned a lot from them, and then some things I just flat out I wanted to do it my way, and some of it worked out, and some of it was lessons, But it's I'm blessed to have them as an example of what commitment is, and commitment of a relationship, you know. Also, parenting, So
Absolutely.
those all inclusives with them.
So you got a shout out from the Bruce Oliver's ministry. He said, salute to the black brother with the beard ministries on tonight.
Okay.
I did it in my own words, though. But Bruce in the chat saying, power to the beard brother.
Beard gang, let's get it.
Beard gang. So, you talked about the commitment to the creator, the commitment to your purpose, and then you start diving into another component in your chapter where you talk about the commitment to you as an individual, to you as a being, to you as a person, to you as you shared with me one time when you were talking about the commitment that you had to make to your health and wellness and making certain that you did all the things necessary to preserve not only yourself but your longevity and things like that. You
Right.
talk about commitment in a very candid way in that regard when you talk about the commitment to oneself. Spell that out for the community without giving them too much of the book. Just don't give them too
Okay.
much.
Indeed, indeed, and I will say that the commitment to yourself is so significant, and it comes into play when you think about your identity. People get into relationships, and sometimes they lose their identity because they're looking for someone to validate or complete them. It happens. It happens. So it's just, it's a part of learning. So the commitment to yourself. I mean, when we think about it, we have to strive for something. Take away before being in a relationship, considering a relationship. We owe it to ourselves to show that we can do something. We can do some things, and because we deserve it. And once you do have that type of commitment, it exudes everything about you, your character, your personality, and I think it becomes one of the most attractive things about an individual to to know that they're committed to themselves and being a better version of themselves.
Hmm. And when you say that, you start diving into that commitment in a very unique way. I'm not gonna give it away because I don't want to do that to the people and give everything away. Oh, did he get his video check? Oh, there you go. Come on now, don't play with the video. Now we need you on the video.
I know it. I know.
Dr.
I'm
Malloy.
in
Come on now. Get
there. I'm in there.
on the video, Doc. But you talk about something that you said in the book, and I'm just going to read it off. You said commitment is as hard as you allow it to be. For you, if you are putting a romantic commitment in the right priority, you will attract the relationship that will complement your commitment to your creator, your purpose, and will give you the freedom to continue to grow and evolve within the relationship. Commitment is not about being put in a cage. It is designed to help us become successful in all areas of our lives, including love and relationships. What does that mean when you talk about commitment does not have to be challenging and how to and where to prioritize it in the scope of your existence?
Right. So I think that just the word commitment gets thrown around a lot. And for me, I think that we have to get back to a place to where we value what commitment is. And that goes back to what I was saying about my parents being an example. If you're committed to yourself, to your creator in that relationship, that means you're going to stick with it. You're going to have some perseverance. You're going to understand that it's not always going to be, peaches and cream. But at the same time, it's something that you want to do. It's
Mm-hmm.
not something to where you figure that you're locked down or settled or settling. It's actually the next level in regards to a relationship, in regards to a commitment to someone else. It's the next level because that's saying that, you know what? I'm here for the long run. I know there's going to be some trying times. I don't have all the answers. You don't have all the answers, but
Right.
we're gonna make this work, and we're gonna make it
Right.
happen together. And I think that's definitely a big deal. Taking commitment seriously. In all aspects of your life. And when you do that, I believe that's a good approach. It's a healthy approach.
Mm-hmm.
And like I mentioned, identity. You keep your identity because you who you were in the beginning, and then who you are now and going into this relationship is you're gonna grow. You're gonna evolve, but you're gonna evolve into something even more special on top of what you got going on already.
Right. You talked about something else that made me think in the book when you were talking about, and we had this conversation also, when you were talking about you got to know, first of all, people throw this word commitment around. Why am I committing to you, yo? What up? What's up with why would I commit to you? What would be the reason, the logical reason for me to be committed to you? And when you said that, I was like, yeah, that word has been thrown around quite a
Yeah.
bit and definitely out of context, definitely with the wrong individuals, definitely without a clear understanding, definitely without the building blocks to get you there. that that's bananas in itself, totally.
I
But you
think
you
that
talked about that though.
I did, and that's important because naturally we have our list, we have our preferences, we have what we think that what we want,
Right.
and it's easy to project that all the time. I want somebody who's focused, a great career, financially stable, mentally stable. You know what I mean? Someone who is driven, ambitious. It's easy to throw those things out, but at the same time, we forget all the things that we're working on. We
Right.
forgot where we were at 1 year ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so we have to also have the understanding is people are at different places at different times. That's just something
Right.
that you have to respect. You
Right.
just have to respect that. But your commitment level is something that you can have. You can have all that all the while. And when we commit, we actually get better because that's what we've made a decision to do.
Hmm.
We're committed. In the gym, we're committed, and it doesn't matter where we start at, where our health is. If we're committed, then we're going to get results. Commitment plus discipline. And that's something I always say in my fitness coaching. Commitment plus discipline equals results. And that's exactly what it's going to take. And that goes with any aspect in life. Like I said, we don't have to have all the answers. We may have had some jacked up previous relationships, but
Man.
define that doesn't define that doesn't define where we're at. It's
Right.
just experiences that we have to take under our belt, make the adjustments,
There you go.
realign,
There you
and
go.
then move forward. I mean, we all have the same opportunity. It depends on what you decide to do with it, and you can be fully committed, or you can not. But those results, you'll have a result either way. May
You
not be
you know what?
favorable what you want. Either way, you're
Look,
gonna get a result.
you show right on that note. You're gonna have a result either way. And normally, if you don't stay committed with the disciplinary ministries, the result ain't gonna be what you want. It ain't gonna be what you're looking for.
You find yourself starting from scratch all over again.
Yeah, yeah. And that's one great thing about being a human being is that we are afforded numerous opportunities to start from scratch. But at some point it's like you gotta quit scratching and make it happen. The scratching gotta stop at some point. We gotta be deliberate and definitely deliberate and disciplined and
Yeah,
truly consistent to get that type of results that we say that we're after. That's the big thing about that saying something and
yeah,
then not producing what you said. And so that's
that's a
imperative.
fact.
That's real imperative because everybody talking about something. Watch what you're doing. Don't watch the words. Watch the moves. So
Watch the moves.
there's another thing that you talked about in here about the commitment to romantic relationships, and there's building blocks for that too. You know,
Mm.
I was talking with somebody when I was in the DMV, and the conversation got a little heated because you know I like stirring pots and whatnot.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You know how I do. I was stirring the pot, and you know I didn't know what was gonna brew after I got done stirring, but I did it anyway. You know, it
Right.
is what it is. You know, I had him sign a disclaimer. I said, "Sir, before we get into this, I'm gonna need you to sign this because you ain't gonna like it after I get done." But we were talking about this same chapter of the book, and we're talking about commitment. And I was saying, you know, how you gonna commit to something that you ain't dated? You know, full
Come on
dating
now.
experience. And you know, how you gonna say you gonna commit to something you ain't really dated, old girl? You know, he was trying to tell
Come
me
on.
he's trying to forfeit the process. You know. And we were talking about the process, and I said, dude, don't you know it's building blocks to this thing? I was like, what house do you know started with the roof?
Man.
You know, and he
Man.
was like, oh man, no, no, Peacock, no, no, no. You got to start with laying a foundation. Might be the wrong
That's it.
foundation, but it's a foundation either
Right.
way. So break that down for us. You had something in here where you talked about the romantic concept of this commitment. And talk to us just a little bit about those building blocks when you say that you're going to say, you know what, I'm in a space where I want to commit. What happened to get to that space? And then we're going to shut this thing down because we both have something else we need to be doing.
Uh, well, you know, when we talk about the romantic aspect of it, which is something that obviously is necessary for this project,
Right,
because naturally we are talking about a relationship and road to the ring. So I mean, that's the ultimate relationship.
right.
So, you know, the romance part I find was really significant because at that point, you know, you're already committed to your purpose. You're already committed to your creator. So those are the foundations that segues right into a relationship. Like I was saying
Mm-hmm.
earlier, it's really attractive to see an individual committed to something. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You see them focused, and you're like, you know what? That is the type of person that I want to be with because that comes second nature to them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and their mindset is actually commitment versus it sound good. The timing may be okay. No, that's something that they stand by and believe in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's a good individual to at least explore. And they're going to be in it for the right reason as well. So you know, when we start talking about the actual relationship, I found it extremely important because you know, not only in today's dating culture,
Mm-hmm.
but even you know back in the day, you know, folks would have certain reasons why they would want to be with individuals. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Maybe for financial gain. It may be because of their status. It may be because they was fed up with the last Joker,
You
and
you
now
know
this person here seems like a better candidate. You know what I mean? Hey, I ain't mad if you choose them. Okay, I ain't mad at that. But what I do know is when you start talking about longevity, and you start
uh-huh.
talking about a person that is intentional with their efforts to be in a relationship, that's what you want. You want someone that is not. You want somebody who's familiar with commitment. You know, and they're not
That's
going to run
good.
off.
That's
They're
good.
not going to run. They're not going to run off because you know things aren't going their way, or you're not doing the things that they're accustomed. That you know you're accustomed to having. You
Right.
know, sometimes you're going to have to learn um, more about yourself through someone, and the only way you're going to
Mm-hmm.
be able to do that is if there is a mutual commitment. You know, a lot of times we have where we learn or we hear about, or sometimes we experience lopsided relationships. And
Mm-hmm.
lopsided relationships is typically when you feel like one person has more, there's more vested in that relationship. Sometimes that's you, sometimes it's the other person. It's not always going to be you. It's not always
Mm.
going to be you. And I've been doing well using, you know, not using other words I want to use, but you know that.
I can
But
dig it. I can dig it. I'm feeling you. I'm reading the words between the words, and I'm just not saying
okay,
them.
Okay,
Gotcha.
good, good. But sometimes, sometimes that's the other person. But the fact of the matter is, it if you're committed and you understand what commitment means, then you understand that there's a process, and you're gonna have to trust that process, even if it's uncomfortable.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's gonna be uncomfortable because you're learning more about you, because there's some things that somebody else is showing you because of the commitment level. And for me, that's something that I would want to be a part of. If I can't be with someone and grow with them, even when it hurts, if I
Yeah.
can't grow with
Right.
them, if I can't be in a position to where I can learn from them and be able to teach them some things, and we have this mutual respect, then
Absolutely.
there's going to be issues. But the commitment is something that you should be able to sustain. Period. That's just a decision away. It's a decision away. There's steps to do it. You got to be willing to do those things. And a committed relationship is a lot different than tolerating someone. It's a lot different to just kind of hanging around until something else better comes. It's a lot more than just being comfortable and complacent in a relationship because you have kids together, or you guys have been through some serious things, and you want to stick it out with that person even
So you
though
got
there's some
them
things
businesses,
going on
them
right now that's not
businesses,
healthy for you.
man.
Right.
You got them
So
businesses and all that money tied up with that person.
next thing
Man.
you know, 5, 10, 15 years, and that's when we talked about the foundation. Everybody's going to have a foundation. Now, what it's built upon is up to you and your partner.
Right.
You know, sometimes it's cement, sometimes it's quicksand, sometimes it's grass, sometimes it's manure. But there's always going to be a foundation to
Did you
build
did you
upon.
did you just say? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's go. Did you just say the manure ministries? Sugar honey and iced tea?
Well, that's the best I can feel I want to say.
Ah, I
That's the
felt that.
best.
I felt that. I was like, yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. That's the real word.
You got me being creative this evening.
I got to do that. This one is syndicated for children. This is not the after dark show. This is before dark. Look, on California time before dark. You know what I'm saying? You heard me. Oh my gosh, this has been an incredible conversation. I know you and
Absolutely.
I could converse for a long time because we've done that before, but not today.
Yeah,
Ain't gonna be able to do it today.
correct.
No
Correct.
doubt. But we appreciate definitely having you on with us this evening. Thank you so much for your contribution to the project. We're honored to have you with us on this. Going forward, you guys will be posting some information in regards to book signings, the tour that we're going to be on, and the various cities that we're going to be making appearances in. And
Yes.
definitely want you guys to be able to come out and meet us in person. All of us will be together in H Town in the month of June, and we'll be able to share that with you guys coming up soon. So you'll have all of us in one spot, one band, one sound. It's going to be absolutely powerful when we all come together in one space. That's going to be phenomenal. But until that time, Mr. Malloy, you guys can connect with Mr. Malloy. He's going to put all of his information in the chat, including how you can pick up this project. He'll be sharing with you how you can actually get the project directly from him. You guys are tuned in with Robert Gigi Malloy tonight, who was another on the project as another contributing author. Did an incredible job with his chapter. You
Thank
guys, the information that he shared is actually in the book, and you could be able to read it and be able to explore a lot more in this project. It's a phenomenal book, and just great. It's a great read, and it will definitely assist you with whatever level relationship you've been in. My
you.
dad was like, you know what, daughter, I think that, yeah, that's what you say. Read that again. And he and my mom are headed into 50 years of marriage, and so
It's amazing.
they're right alongside with your parents about that commitment. Man, they could teach us some stuff about commitment, no doubt, really, truly. No doubt. So, Mr. Malloy, please tell everybody you have something very special coming up in just a couple of, matter of fact, a couple of days here. Tell
Yeah.
them about what's going on with you in Atlanta. Talk about it.
Okay. Appreciate that. Yes, I do have a meet the author. It's actually called a dinner and dialogue, and that's something that I branded with my GG After Dark brand about a year ago. And basically, what that is people got to eat. People need to eat. It's cool to talk and have conversations and things like that, but at some point they're gonna get hungry or hangry, depending on how you feel. And it's important that we make sure that we keep the morale up. I learned that in my corporate days back in the day. Though you got to keep the morale up. So there's an event. If you're right here in the Atlanta area, close to the Atlanta area, it's right here in Atlanta, February the 19th. It's a dinner and dialogue. Meet the author. I will actually have books of my last project, which is called Uncomfortable Conversations. And I will also have copies of the Seven C's,
Right.
indeed. And so I'll have those available as well. So, and you'll be able to get those, the signed copy. But it starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Okay. And this is a Wednesday. February the 19th. So it's after, if you believe in the Valentines or the romance and stuff like that. It's after that, so we'll be able to talk about some things,
Yeah,
because
because
people start
somebody gonna be
feeling.
disappointed. Somebody gonna be disappointed.
The conversation is very candid, and it's about as raw as it gets. Those that maybe follow me, they know that I have a lot of posts that talk about relationships and just life in general, and just navigating through dating. But the dinner and dialogues, for those that have been before, they're raw and uncut. We talk about everything that you can deal with, and a lot that you may not be prepared to deal with, but needs to be discussed. And so I'll drop that information on there as well. It's on my Facebook page. So I look forward to it. And it's limited seating. You got to RSVP by the 15th so we can have a head count. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun, guaranteed.
No doubt, no doubt. I've been to one of those dinners and dialogues, and yeah,
You
get a little
have.
heavy, get a little heavy
You,
over there in them
you have.
ATL streets. So Gigi, thank you so much for your time this
My
evening.
pleasure.
It's been an honor connecting with you. I am still jet lagged from my commute back to the great state of Texas. So,
Handle your business. Handle your
dude,
business. Recover.
I'm about to do my homework first. You know how it go.
Voice.
We we getting these educations and whatnot. Continuous improvement, right? No
Indeed.
doubt. But
Indeed.
anyway, thank you so much, Gigi. We appreciate you. So definitely
My,
he's gonna put everything in the chat for you guys. If you guys want to get a signed copy of the project, we're still in pre-sales mode. Mr. Malloy will be more than happy to sign your copy and ship it out to you. The official release is this Friday on Valentine's Day, and we will be releasing right here in Houston, Texas, at a major event. Super excited about being able to do that and being positioned to do that. So that's exciting. But nonetheless, Mr. Malloy, thank you so much. We appreciate you, boss man, and
my,
we will see you in the future, no doubt, again on the hot seat with a little bit more heated discussions.
let's get it.
You know it. All right.
Honored. Thank you
Grace
so
and
much. I
peace.
appreciate it.
No problem. I appreciate you. Grace and peace. And we'll see you guys again on Wednesday night, same bad time, with another author. See you guys then. All right,
All right.
Gigi.
All right. Peace.
Peace. Make sure you log out.